Thank you for joining today. Welcome, everyone. My name is Alyssa, and I'm here to guide you through chair yoga. So we will practice together for 30 minutes. Just a reminder to listen to your body. So if any stretches are not working for you, you can always skip them, come on out and modify. And things that you'll need for your practice today will be a chair. And I always like using a chair that doesn't have arms. So if you can easily grab a chair like that, that would be great. And if you have a chair that has arms, that's fine. We'll just kind of work around that. So as we start today, you'll just find a comfortable seated position. And I wanted to start with a passage that I came across the other day. So it was about a psychologist that was teaching a stress management class. And the teacher was walking around with a glass of water. And everyone was thinking, the question would be, is the glass half full or half empty? But he actually said, I want to know how much the glass weighs. So everyone started out yelling different amounts, 2 ounces, 10 ounces. And he replied that the weight didn't really matter. It depended how long you held it. So he said, if you hold this glass for, a second, nothing happens. If you hold this glass for 10 minutes, maybe your arm's going to start to get a little achy. And if you held this glass for a week, maybe you'll become paralyzed, incapable of moving. And they continued to say that stress and worries are like the glass of water. Think about them for a little while and nothing happens. Think about them a little bit longer and then they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day, every day, you'll feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. Remember to put the glass down. So I really love this story. I think it can tie in really nicely to life. I think we all have so many different stressors and, maybe once in a while, just thinking back to that story and just saying, okay, this one is definitely one where I could put the glass down. This one doesn't need to be an added stress in my life today. So I always love that story. So let's begin by finding a comfortable seated position. You may want to scoot towards the edge of your seat to help elongate your spine. Allow for your eyes to close here. And then we'll just simply begin to bring awareness to where our body is touching the ground in the chair. So maybe feel the feet grounded and planted, feel your knees in line with your heels, your knees in line with your hips, and feel that the shoulders are over the hips. We just don't want to be leaning forward or back too much. Elongating the spine, lengthening the spine, the back of the neck, reaching, stretching through the crown of the head. Drop in and connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. And then lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. If you would like, set an intention for your practice today. And your intention could be anything that you would like it to be. With your inhale, let's begin to sweep the hands up towards the sky. We'll take a full breath in here. Draw your index and your thumb to touch. And then on your exhale, let's release those hands down. And then breathing in, let's take our hands up. Index and thumb come together. Exhale, release. Move with your breath here for a moment. Good. Let's take our hands to the sky. We'll take a full breath in here. Let's take our right hand for our left wrist. Lengthen and release to the right. So create a little sensation that that right hand could pull your left hand to the right side of the room. And then float yourself back to center. Full breath here. Let's change up the grip in the hands. Let's lengthen and release to the left. Try to feel grounded in that right sitting bone and lengthen through the whole side body, through the arm and through the fingertips. We can bring that back onto the center, neutral spine here. Take your hands at your hearts and we'll draw our chin to our chest as you exhale. Float your heart forward, open the chest and the heart. We're gonna relax our shoulders back and down. Chin to your chest on exhale, round. Heart floats forward and shoulders relax. And just flow with your breath here for a moment. Lengthen as you inhale. Lengthen as you exhale. As you inhale, let your shoulders relax from your ears. We will create some space here between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And then on the exhale, really rounding your back. Imagine creating space between the shoulder blades. And then coming into a neutral spine here. Let's bring our hands to the sky, full breath in. Releasing your hands to the right on exhale, take a seated spinal twist. And with your right hand, if you're grabbing onto the chair, you can almost lead that into a deeper twist here. So on your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, let your twist deepen. Hand sweep up, breathe in here, and release to the left. With your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Bring yourself back on through to center, full breath in. Let's take our hands to the sky, breathe in here, and hands at your heart, breathe out. Let's take our hands to the sky. We'll draw the hands right in line with the shoulders. And then reaching and stretching up with your right hand, creating a little slack on the left side. Realign, left hand rises, right hand relaxes a bit. And then flowing side to side here with your breath. Lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. Each time, try to reach and stretch up and out of your waist a little bit more. Coming back on through to center. We'll realign here, relaxing the hands down. Let's take a full breath in. We are going to interlock our fingers, and then our palms are going to press down towards our head. And we are going to try to create 90-degree angle on the wrist. We're going to try to create this really large rectangle. So as the arms are framing your ears, you are going to reach in opposite directions. So you'll create a sensation of drawing your fingertips down towards your head, and you'll create the sensation of pressing out through that crease in the wrist. So we're just going to try to create that rectangular shape as best as possible. Let's bring our hands down in line with our shoulders a little bit, so they'll be right in front of us. And then same thing here. Let's create that boxy kind of look with the wrists. So we want to press our palms in towards our face and then reach and stretch out through the crease in the wrist. Let's try that again. Hands are going to reach up. Actively press your palms down towards the top of your head. Reach and stretch through the crease in the wrist. And try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Let's bring those hands down so that they're in line with your shoulders. Pressing out through that wrist crease. Breathing in and breathing out here. Let's begin to release that. We can draw the hands down. Fingers will interlock. Palms will touch. And circling out through the wrist. Good. And then drawing your hands together at the heart, we're going to take our hands into prayer. As you press your hands firmly together, let's begin to kind of gap this left hand. So we're going to take our left hand and press it really firmly into the right fingertips. This will give us this really nice opportunity to open up our wrist a little bit more. And we're just going to breathe here, a nice deep in-breath and out-breath. Come back to neutral. Let's press our right hand into our left fingertips. And we'll breathe here. And just noticing where you feel the stretch, what that feels like, and breathing into it. Bring yourself back to center here. And then keeping the palms glued together, let's press firmly to the right. And we'll feel that these prayer hands kind of lean to the right, and this left elbow might lift a little as well. So we're just going to take a flow here for our wrists. I know our wrists, they can get quite tender through the day when we are at the computer and on the phone and things like this. So it's always good to give them a little TLC to revive them. And back to neutral. Let's take our prayer hands, press it off towards the left. Try to glue those palms together the best as you can, and then try to work your fingertips towards that left elbow. Good. Back to center. Press your palms together. We are going to try to flip our wrists over. And as we do this, we're going to try to lift our wrists towards our face too, because it's going to be a lot easier if we're down here. But if we try to encourage the hands up, it might be a little bit trickier. So as you're doing this, try to glue your palms together and try to relax your shoulders from your ears. We are going to flip those wrists over, take a nice full breath, and then release them back. Try to glue the palms together, relax your shoulders down, release. We'll take our palms to touch. And then let's take that one more time. We're going to flip those wrists over. It might be really challenging to glue the pinky edge of the hand together. So let's try to do that. And release. We can give our wrists a bit of a shake out. And we'll take one more stretch here. Let's bring our hands together. And keeping the palms glued together, let's take a little shift off towards the left. So just moving the prayer hands. And as you do this, you may feel a little bit of a stretch in the arm. So these can get into the muscles around your elbow and just muscles that we don't typically stretch every day. And back on through the center. Let's take our hands off towards the right. Inhale and exhale. And let's go 2 more times on each side. Try to relax your shoulders from your ears here. Off to the right. Make sure that you're breathing. We don't want to hold our breath here. Nice deep full in breath and out breath. Good, and release that one. We can shake out our wrists, try to shake out any tension here that you might be holding on to. As you relax your hands down, let's take some shoulder rolls. Take your shoulders up to the ears, create a large circle, relax your shoulders as you exhale. Breathe in, take the shoulders up, back and down. And one more time here with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Taking your feet in line with your hips. Let's take a full breath here to lengthen, folding yourself down as you exhale. And then behind your legs, try to reach for opposite elbows. And then as you're folding here, try to relax your head as best as you can. Try to relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try to let go of any tension through the head and through the neck. Coming back on up to a neutral spine. Let's take a full breath here. We'll draw our shoulders up, back and down. And working a little bit of a flow for the legs and the hips. Let's start with our right leg. So we can extend our right leg out in front of us. Begin to point and flex your foot. So as you're moving here, just noticing if the stretch feels intense, it might feel easy. Give yourself a moment to point your foot. So just breathe here into the stretch for the top of your foot. And then flex your foot, press through the heel and the back of the knee. And then bring that into circles. Maybe find large circles and maybe finding smaller circles here. Good, and flow in the other direction. Great, let's bring our right leg up and over. We will create a figure 4 stretch here. And maybe scooting towards the edge of your seat, and that will just help you to elongate your spine here. And then as we're in this seated pigeon stretch, let's circle out our ankle on the right side. And then circle in the other direction. Good. We'll take a moment of stillness here. You can flex your foot. You can encourage this right knee down. And this pose becomes much more accessible when we scoot to the edge of the seat. So if you need to scooch forward a little more, you can do that. Sit here with your spine straight and fold forward if you'd like on your exhale. And then we will just take a moment here to close our eyes. Try to relax the eyebrows and jaw. Relax the back of your head and neck. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax the legs, relax the feet. Coming on up, let's bring ourselves to a neutral spine here. Hands to the sky, full breath in. Release your hands to the right on exhale. We'll bring ourselves into a seated spinal twist. And then with your twist on your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, let your twist deepen. Hands will sweep to the sky, full breath in, and release to the left. And breathing here. Maybe gaze off your left shoulder. See if that can help you move a little bit deeper into your spinal twist. Coming back on through to neutral, full breath in here. Hands reach and stretch up. Hands at your heart on exhale, breathing out. Let's take our right foot to meet our left foot. And then left leg can reach out in front of us. We will take that time to point and flex your foot. Maybe doing a scan here of your body, noticing where you're holding on to tension. And then with each exhale, letting that tension go. Take that time to point and pause. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax your foot. Press through the heel in the back of the knee. Bring yourself into circles, large or small circles here. And then circle in the other direction. So we'll just reverse that movement. Bring your left leg up and over. Create a figure 4 stretch here. Scooting towards the edge of your seat. And let's circle that ankle a little more here. And then other direction. Yeah, it's always good to give a little attention to the ankles and the feet. They do so much for us. We don't always stretch them that much. So it's always good to get that full body stretch. And release. So we can set up for that figure 4 stretch. Full breath to lengthen. Fold yourself down as you exhale. And then as you're folding here, try to relax your head and relax your neck. Try to let go of tension that you might be holding on to. Also, giving yourself this time in stillness, you could try to release your thoughts, try to clear your mind. Try to bring your awareness back to your breath and the present moment. And remembering the present moment, the only moment where life truly exists. We can bring ourselves back to a neutral spine. Take your hands to the sky, full breath in. Hands to the left, full breath out. And then breathe here. We are going to breathe into our stomach, ribs, and chest, and release from your chest, ribs, and your stomach. Hands to the sky, full breath in. Release your hands to the right. And then breathe into your low back, mid back, and upper back. And then we'll release from the upper, mid, and low back. Let's come back on out, hands to the sky and hands at the heart space. Let's take our foot down to the ground, scoot towards the edge of your seat, take your feet nice and wide, and we're just gonna do a little drop to the right and to the left. And then from here,
Melissa,
we are.
Can't see the bottom of your legs.
Okay. So we're gonna work a little bit with a plank and a bridge post from here. So as we come into this one, if you have a chair that has wheels, you'll want to put them into a lock position. So on this one, let's bring our feet planted down. We'll grab onto the sides of our chair, core engages, and bring your hips up towards the sky. So this one will be our bridge pose. And try to lift those hips as high up as possible. Let's breathe here into our low back, mid back, and upper back bends. Nice full breath in and full breath out. We're gonna bring our hips down to our chair. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch, and circle through the wrists. Large circles or small circles here, so just doing a little rotation. And then flow in the other direction. And let's try our reverse plank position. So we're gonna press firmly down into our chair. Legs can straighten out in front and you can press firmly into your heels. Core engages. Let's lift our hips up. You'll try to create this line that flows from your heels to the crown of the head. Feel the core engaged. We wanna feel this sensation of tucking the tailbone. Try to feel the navel move back and up to the spine slightly. Create this long line that flows through your body. We'll bring our hips back on through into our chair. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch, and circle out through the wrists. And then flow in the other direction. And shake it out. Let's bring ourselves into a stretch for the arms and the shoulders. So we are going to grab onto the edges of our chair, engage your core, and we're gonna do some dips here. We're gonna lower our hips down. You can hug your elbows in, let the elbows run straight back. Send your hips up and lower. Let's rise and flow here. So the nice thing with this is if you wanted it to be easier, you don't have to bend the elbows very much. You don't have to lower the hips down very much. But if you did want that deeper shoulder stretch, you could lower your hips down and you can take a very deep bend in your elbows. Let's give ourselves a moment to sit back into the chair. We are going to release our wrists one last time here. Fingers interlock, palms touch, and circle it out. And then other direction. And shake. Let's release that one. Let's come on up to stand. And as we come on up to stand, we can give ourselves a little time here just to square up with our chair. So we'll take our feet in line with our hips, feet lining up with our chair, and just folding it down. So you'll bring your hands down onto your chair. We can shake it out a little bit here. So bend one knee and the other knee. Let's relax the head yes, and relax the head no. So if the chair is feeling really far away, maybe have a deeper bend in your knees that can make it a little bit more accessible. As you come into stillness here, let's walk our hands to the right. We'll land in a side stretch. Try to ground evenly through both of your feet. Coming back on through the center, let's release to the other side. Reaching and stretching from the waist. Lengthen the side body of the arm and the fingertips. Let's bring ourselves back to a neutral spine. We will lower our stomach down, lift up through the heart. Tailbone will lower and crown of the head will lower. And then just flowing through a cat and a dog stretch for a moment. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. As you inhale, Let your shoulders relax from your ears. We'll create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And then on the exhale, really rounding your back. So imagine creating space between the shoulder blades. Lowering your stomach down, lifting through the heart. We'll do a little round of the spine to come on up to stand. Full breath in and hands at your heart space for a full breath out. Let's take our right knee onto the chair and we'll work a little bit with a quad stretch. Come into dancer prep. So what for this one is nice because you can just take your right knee onto the chair. You may have to kind of work around the arms if you have them on your chair. And you can stay here, reach back for your right foot. Have the support of the chair, maybe lift your knee from the chair and maybe release your hand from the chair. We're just gonna hold this nice quad stretch for a moment. Find your drishti, find that one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eyes shift at all. Let's try this on the other side. So you can take your left knee onto the seat of the chair, use the chair for support. Maybe take your knee off, maybe hand on the chair, maybe hand off. Feel really grounded through all the parts of your right foot. We'll press through the inside, through the outside, and notice your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or tend to roll out. Great. Let's take this one more time. We're just going to build on it a little bit. So for this one, you can take your right knee onto the chair, grab the right foot, stay here, maybe lift up, maybe release from the chair. If you wanted to try a different variation, we are going to get nice and close to the seat. And this will only work if you're working with a chair that doesn't have wheels. So if you have wheels, this one's probably not going to work today. So if your chair has wheels, you can just kind of hang out here and you're going to press your foot into the hand and kick it back. If you have a chair that doesn't have wheels, you can try to press your chair away from you so that the front legs of your chair lift up. And then we create the sensation of kicking the foot into the hand, kicking the foot into the hand, and then trying to get a nice back bend here for the 3 parts of our back. We can do a reset here. We'll draw our foot down, realign, left hand for left foot, kick the foot into the hand. Let's take it forward. Make sure that you're breathing, really easy to hold the breath here. A nice deep full inhale, a nice deep full exhale. Let's come on back down. We're gonna reset our feet and hands, just shake it out a little bit here. And let's bring it back on down to seated. We can land how we began our time together. Coming back into a comfortable seated position. Take your shoulders up to your ears, find a circle here. Let your eyes close and gently notice how you feel. Observe your mind, your body in the moment. Feeling the mind relaxed, calm, at ease, and feeling your body aligned and balanced. Tension that you came to class with today, just feeling how that has released with breath and movement. Letting the eyes open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining today. It's great to be here with you. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome, Dave.